So now that we're done talking about the 2013 season gone wrong, we're going to move on to the 2016 farewell tour. It was announced by Kobe himself that he would be retiring in the middle of the season, or well, at the beginning-ish of the season, I guess, with his letter, Dear Basketball. And then it created this huge tour of goodbye games across the whole NBA. It was crazy.
Similar to Dr. J, similar to, I think Kareem got one of those. MJ for the Wizards, pretty sure got that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other big ones throughout history.
Shaq didn't get one, right?
No, he shot him. His foot fell off, and then he just retired.
Yeah, he was like, screw that.
He was trying to steal a ring on the back door with Boston.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to bring up the numbers.
I was about to throw so much shade at someone for no reason. I was gonna say, and we all know what Draymond said to Paul Pierce. They don't love you like they love Kobe. That's a fact.
All right, so the Lakers just get throttled to start this year, right? And he announces his retirement on when?
On November 29th, 2015.
Yeah.
So it was they had just I think they were 2-13 when he announced his retirement.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be his 12 games played. It would be because there's some that he missed.
Yeah, no. I'm just looking at. I'm putting this kind of up here for a reason. I just wanted to see, like, he was still serviceable, I guess. Shooting terribly.
Yeah, no, he was not serviceable. I remember the first game that I watched, which was that first game when he dropped 24, the 24.
Let's get that up. Hold that thought.
And
let's get that up.
Yeah, he just didn't play. It was not like it was not Kobe Bryant. But when I watched it, I was like, this is because when he first came back from the Achilles, he got injured immediately too with his shoulder and stuff. And
yeah, I remember that. I was looking forward to Kobe's return, and then like 3 or 4 games later, it felt like.
Yeah, and so then I was like, okay. And then when I watched this game, and I saw how many, like they're obviously gonna just show the highlights and stuff of him making shots, and not the shots that he was missing, but he was struggling to like look like himself. Oh, look, yeah, perfect.
He's like, oh, I'm hyped. They're showing misses.
Yeah. Like he was struggling to look like himself for sure.
Yeah, and look how much he's you can tell he's working harder. You can see like he's sweating. Like it's the beginning of the game. Like the lift on the shot isn't there anymore. So like, look. I can actually prove this, I'm pretty sure. Like, who is that that's guarding him? I don't even know this guy. And he's almost getting there to contest the shot.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to go back and look at Kobe's, because that's his bread and butter.
Yeah, the little crossover.
Is the mid-range. If I go back to like, I'm not trying to go too far back.
Yeah.
But if I get just a regular mid-range jump shot, like even there you could see it. He's just getting way more arc on these jump shots. I'm gonna let it run.
Yeah.
Like, you see that? I don't know. To me, maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to, like, I think it's just more when you see it. Like, if you're watching the full game and you're watching them play, you notice, like, all the tendencies and stuff and just things that he normally would do that he's trying to do, and it was just not happening at all. Like, he would have never been able to take that shot. That shot that he just
well, that's what I'm saying. We just saw him. We just saw him a second ago in this game. When I go back to this season, him try to take similar shots, and they just look super off balance.
Mm-hmm. And that makes sense because it's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
You hadn't really played a full season in 3 years. So I could see that, but I was looking at his game log, and he had some games that it looked like he was coming back to life for a second. And
yeah, I noticed that too.
There
were a few games, and I was going to bring that up in his game log, and then we'll find them.
Yeah, it was like a 5-game span or something.
I think one of them was against Minnesota in my head.
Yeah, it's towards the middle of the season, like after All-Star break.
So he had 30. He had 30 around Christmas.
Yeah.
In a win against Denver. 30 in 30 minutes. 38 points against Minnesota.
Yeah, so from that 23, from the game from 23 to like 25, he had a little span where
this right here, right?
Still shooting and efficient as fuck though.
But he had already announced his retirement. So when he announced his retirement, he announced it with a letter. Players Tribune.
You want to read the poem for us?
I feel like if anybody here is going to be doing any Kobe reading, it's damn sure not going to be me.
You sure? I feel like you read much better than me. So
that's super nice of you, but I think there's a different kind of passion when it comes from someone who loves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't. Public reading.
Here's my point about the poem. If you really want me to read this damn poem, I will read the poem. But before I do that, players. Awesome idea. I love this website.
You should only read the poem if you get like super into it, like you're at like a poetry slam.
I'll snap for you as you're doing it.
All right. Take deep breaths. I've never read this poem.
You really haven't?
Yeah, hold on. Here's how we're gonna do this. Yeah, Dear basketball, from the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Forum, I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you. And a love so deep, I gave you my all, from my mind and my body to my spirit and my soul. As a 6-year-old boy deeply in love with you, I never saw the end of the tunnel. I only saw myself running out one. I'll let this catch up a little bit because I want to be on pace with the video.
It's running out of one, by the way, everyone.
Fuck you. And so I ran. I ran up and down every court after every loose ball for you. You asked for my hustle. I gave you my heart. Because it came with so much more. I played through the sweat and hurt. Not because challenge called me, but because you called me.
I'm about to cry.
I did everything for you. Because that's what you do. When someone makes you feel as alive as you made me feel. You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream. And I'll always love you for it. But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding. My mind can handle the grind. But my body knows it's time to say goodbye. And that's okay. I'm ready to let you go. I want you to know now so we can both savor every moment we have left together, the good and the bad. We have given each other all that we have. And we both know no matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock, ball in my hands, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you always. The beat. That was beautiful. And I almost nailed it with the time of this damn basketball thing. What a beautiful poem.
That shit. Man.
Good job, Russell. Snaps for you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That was heart-wrenching right there.
So here, so here's
I was starting to feel it.
Here's the thing with this. When I read that in the moment, I was like, "Oh, thank God he's retiring." Holy shit! Because I was worried about I was seeing similar things. I was like, I really don't want him to go out on his shield to an extent that he plays like shit and he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I heard about his announcement,
Yeah.
it just made 100%. Like it made sense to me because I remember an interview of him saying that he never wants to play where he's not dominating. He's the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Like that was one thing that he always said. So when he announced his retirement, I was just like, oh, it makes sense.
Well, a lot of guys aren't really self-aware about that, though. Like, there's a lot of guys who think they're the best until the day they retire. Yeah, and they just feel like their body, and I'm sure that he's one of those people mentally where he's like, oh, my body can't go, fuck it. Because I think he would have played as long as, he literally played as long as his body let him.
Yeah. I think he just holds himself to, he held himself to a standard and I think he saw that he wasn't meeting that standard anymore.
But I did want to find a couple of the.
It was a sad thing for me to realize because it was like even to that moment, it was like because I was like he doesn't look like Kobe anymore, and it was just obvious that he wasn't Kobe anymore. And once he retired, I was like, it was hard for me to hear it because it was just like I can't believe it.
That's 20. Where is this damn game? Oh, here we go. February of 2016. So this is this is after the All-Star break. This is right at or very coming close to it.
Yeah.
But these are highlights from the game before.
Yeah.
Where you're right, to your point that you were talking about right before we did the poem. He was getting into a rhythm and right after the break, warming himself up for all right, this is my last kind of go around.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny because even during that, because I remember there was a span that he was even talking about to the media. He was telling he definitely feels it. He feels it way more his age, I guess. He was because he couldn't make there was a span that he was just missing free throws, and he was not hitting. I think he ends the season with 82% from the free throw line, but I know there was a span. When I was looking it up earlier, that he was just averaging 78%, 75% from the free throw line because he was just having trouble. It was his legs were he couldn't get under his legs or something.
Yeah, 82% finish, but
yeah, you'll see a 2. I think there was a 2-7 game, something like that.
Yeah,
it was early in the. I know it was early in the season, maybe in December or so.
No,
November,
yeah.
December-ish.
Oh, shit, I'm going too high. But no, there's.
Oh yeah, that 2-for-7 game right there.
Yeah, here you go. Right before a 31-point performance. So this must have pissed him off.
Yeah. Because I remember he had a conversation. They were talking. They were telling him what feels different and stuff, and that was one of the things he said. It was he for whatever reason when he's shooting free throws, when he was taking normal shots, he felt a little bit more like himself. But when he took free throws, it was he felt like his legs were under him or something.
Yeah, I just remember in hindsight, looking back at this season as a whole, fit 15, 16. This is one of the more fun seasons of recent memory. When you're really looking at everything, and now that we have 5 years of hindsight, with the Cavs getting their championship and the Warriors,
the Warriors are 73-9,
73-9 on the same night as this game right here.
Yeah,
which I figured I'd probably never forget where I was when I watched this. And
talk about stealing a moment. Like that was the Warriors moment, right? Like that was the Warriors. Oh,
Well,
it was 73-9.
That's super funny that you say that because, like, the Lakers sucked. Like,
Yeah,
and they had so many national TV. Like, they had a deal with to have a certain number of national TV games every year. So that's
yeah,
why you always saw them, even like on TNT and ESPN, even when they sucked.
yeah.
And so
But yeah,
the
and
Kobe
people were
season was
just
the
gonna
easy
want
one
to
to make
watch
good on that.
Kobe too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people love to watch. Once they found out it was his last year, people really wanted to
yeah,
watch Kobe. But last game, right? Last game of the season, they painted the court with his numbers, right? There's 24 down here underneath the Utah score here,
yeah.
and there's 8 on the other side. And this was happening at the same time as the 73 or 79 or Jesus 73 and 9 Warriors.
Hey,
And
my man got a
everybody was watching this game. And I remember Kobe's first quarter was like iffy. Like
Yeah.
everybody wanted him to make every shot that he was taking.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like they by halftime you were feeling kind of nervous about it. Like he was trying to hit shots, but like there was a big 3 that he took and just whiffed on.
Yeah.
Or
do you want to talk about the circumstances of that game?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know Utah going into that game, they had to win it in order to make the playoffs. But that was if I can't remember what team it was. It was the 8th seed, whoever the 8th seed was. But if the 8th seed won their game, then they were out.
It wasn't Memphis?
It might have been Memphis.
Is that why they were both on?
In 2016, it's most likely Memphis.
Yeah, that's why I thought of it. I was like, Memphis sounds familiar, but let's grab that. Rockets.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Rockets. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was the Rockets. Oh, wait, wasn't it? Was this the year? No, this wasn't the. Oh, the Spurs won 67 games this year. This wasn't the year that that was the year before. Never mind. I'm bugging out. The Rockets played who at the last game? No, because it's Rockets Grizzlies. Here you go.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the 1 and 2. So the Grizzlies were playing the Warriors. I remember that. And the Warriors beat them. So if the Jazz
beat the Lakers and Houston, I think would have lost their game.
Yeah.
Then they would have made the playoffs because I think they beat them. They must have beat them in the season matchup or whatever, the Utah and
they had a
Rockets.
tiebreaker or whatever.
Yeah, but then Houston won the game. So then, from video that I was watching, and this kind of sucks because it like kind of diminishes Kobe's 60-point game, but like you see multiple cases where Gordon Hayward wasn't guarding him the same way that he wasn't guarding him as hard, and then he also, I think towards the end of, like, we'll see his free throws and stuff most likely.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that, but I know exactly what moment you're talking about. We can talk about we can cross that bridge when we get to it. But there's still because once they realized that they were out of contention, you mean?
Yeah. Then they just were like, "Oh, this is Kobe's."
That happened at a certain point in the game, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was it was after halftime, I want to say.
Yeah.
Because
I remember them being up in this game.
Yeah, this game mattered a lot to them. That's why it was.
This is what I was saying. Like he made the 3 to finish out the quarter, but he missed a lot of shots to start the game. So people were like flipping back and forth between the Warriors game and this.
Yeah.
This is so ridiculous. And I remember I had a buddy come over who didn't really care about basketball too much. It was just me and him chilling alone. Actually down here, but fucking I just remember keeping an eye on the score, right? Like not at this point of the game. I want to actually fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
The second half. Yeah, here we go. So they go up by a lot.
Yeah.
I think they went up by 10 at some point, but Kobe
that was a classic Kobe move too, right there.
Yeah.
Like that was like that's. I can't believe I missed this game. Like, I don't know how. Like,
Yeah,
this.
what is the matter with you?
I feel
Piece of shit.
disgusting that I missed this game.
What a piece of garbage you are. You should have watched this live. Like,
oh my god, I'm so mad that I missed this.
They
I don't
played
I
think-
would
it.
have been going crazy.
They played it in January.
I don't think I watched it live either.
No, you didn't. You weren't here. But no, so Utah's up the whole fourth quarter. Lakers got to make a comeback, and it's basically the ball's in Kobe's hands every single possession.
Yeah.
And he's shooting on triple teams. Like,
but they wanted him to. Like,
no, that's the best part about this is like he could go into every Kobe stereotype that ever existed. He's just leaning into it.
Yeah.
No one, everybody who he passed the ball to would try to pass it back.
Yeah.
Dogging him. So it's up to him. And they stretched the lead. They did go up 10. 3 minutes left. They were up 10.
And he made like 7 or 8 buckets in that fourth quarter too.
Well, this is what we're watching right here. It's this play really started it where you were like, oh shit, is Kobe gonna really bring them back?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this layup.
Yeah.
You were like, I stopped because I was talking about movies with my friend, and I stopped him and I was like, dude, I'm sorry, I know you don't care about basketball, but you're gonna see this happen for the last time. Kobe's about to win this game.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? He's like, Kobe's retiring tomorrow. This is his last game ever. He's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. He's like, fuck, this is close. I was like, yeah. And then he had this.
That shot. Oh my god.
This guy who knows nothing about basketball, we were just freaking out together. We were freaking out. It was crazy.
He like literally wanted.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
He went into his inner Mamba mode. Like he was just like, "That's it. This is the last bit I have.
Yeah.
I'm just letting it all."
He turned everybody in that crowd into an 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
Like I love when they show Snoop Dogg after he hits the this next bucket, and he's just like,
yeah.
That shit had me dying. But these people are like shell shocked. Look,
bro, and look at all of the celebrities. This is literally like some movie shit right here.
And Shaq told him he was gonna go. Shaq implored him to go for 50.
Yeah.
And he's I think he's at 50 at this point.
Yeah.
He's
I
on
think
his way
he was
for
saying
60.
at this point in the game, he was so tired, but he was just like, I gotta finish. Like his body was just like, nah.
It's 59 seconds, and then you never have to do this shit again.
Yeah.
That's the way I'd look at it.
Oh man, and that's not even though like
no, these are hard shots.
That's a hard shot.
He stepped in the time machine.
Yeah,
or like stepped in the hyperbaric chamber and put it together for fucking 1 quarter. He was like, I don't care if my body hurts. And his kids' minds were blown because they never really saw him play. Because like when they were young was the last time he was really winning.
Yeah, only Gigi really.
Yeah.
He was hitting fucking shots, bro.
Where's Snoop Dogg? I want to see Snoop Dogg. Jay-Z feels tough watching Kobe be tough. Shaq, mind blown.
He's like, I told him to put up 50.
Kanye's like,
he might get 60.
Get that white guy out of here. Fuck that. Don't photobomb Kobe's family. Fucking wrong with you. That's terrible. Damn it. They didn't show fucking Snoop Dogg. I just love when Snoop Dogg is fucking.
I'm surprised they didn't. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. Oh, okay. But
these are for 60. This is for 60.
This one right here. Yeah, right there.
So when Gordon Hayward steps, this came out not recently, but like well afterwards.
Yeah. You want to know what? That's funny that he did that because that's something Kobe would have never wanted him to do. Kobe would have been pissed if Kobe would have known that he did that, he would have been pissed. There's no doubt about it.
The deal is when Gordon Hayward steps in like this, right, mid free throw, if Kobe missed this shot, he would have automatically gotten another shot because you're not allowed to move from the foul line until the ball releases from somebody's hands, from the shooter's hands. So Snoop, what up? But I want to get this perfect.
Yeah,
So he did that intentionally. so Kobe, if he did miss the free throw, could get another shot at 60. I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah, that was that was fire. That was fire that he did that. But I know it's just funny because it's just something that Kobe would have never wanted him to do.
Yeah. Well, Kobe would have looked at him and went, "This is why you'll never win anything."
He probably really looked at him and said, I made it no matter what."
No, he goes, a couple of years from now, I'm going to put you on a team with my protege Kyrie, and he's going to throw you a pass. He's going to sever your leg in half. This is going to happen. But no, Kobe finishes his career with a pass. The irony of all ironies. A pass to Jordan Clarkson, who now is a all-time Chuck in the NBA right now.
Oh yeah,
one of the biggest Chucks in the league, ironically. But yeah, Bob Sacre, greatest Laker of all time. Whenever there's an appearance by him, you gotta acknowledge it.
What happened to Julius Randle?
He plays for the Knicks, so he's redacted. We don't speak about him.
Got it.
So yeah, this is just for everyone who just doesn't know who this man is. If you started watching basketball past 2013, so I don't know if you guys just saw that stat that was there. 660-point game all time, and second to only one person, and that one person is who? Russell.
Hold on.
Oh, we know this.
Get the stat up.
Isn't it Wilt?
Yeah. Yes, it is. So to put this into perspective for any of our younger fans, Wilt Chamberlain was playing against little dirtbag kids that he was just able to score 60 whenever the fuck he wanted. But this man put 60 on some of the greatest people ever. Just so we know. So this is why he got this farewell tour. Because Russell's going to ask a question later that's going to piss me off.
Yeah, Kobe's fire. I love Kobe. I'm happy that this game was awesome. I was on the Kobe train at this point. Like, once it was his last game, I was rooting for him to be clutch and shit. Because I never got to experience that moment as someone who liked him. I always experienced the other side of that, where I'm like, fuck this guy. Yeah. But this was so fun. This was one of the most fun games of all time.
Yeah.
Like, just from like a regular season, maybe it doesn't have any real, like.
Do you think you would have been rooting for him as hard if this was in the finals?
If he did this in the finals, this was his last game?
Yeah.
You're changing the.
No, I'm saying, do you think you would have been rooting? No. I'm just saying. I'm not saying if he.
I feel like everybody would have been rooting for him in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're changing the context. Everybody was rooting for him this night. Everybody was rooting for him.
Yeah, but that's because he didn't have anything to win. If he would have been winning a championship, I feel like they would have been rooting against him.
Oh well, I mean, I'm sure there's fans of the other team. I'm sure there's fans of the other team that they would have been like if you like. Let's say who made the if they went against Cleveland in the finals, I'm sure Cleveland LeBron people would be not happy, but like
But I'm saying you because I know you hate you. There was a point that you hated Kobe, and then there's a point.
Yeah, well, at this point, I was good with him. So like,
yeah,
I don't know.
But do you think you were good with him because?
I just think that's a weird hypothetical for me. It changes the context a lot.
I was just
because what if that would imply that he was like, in order for this team to have made it that far, he would have had to have been top 5 in the league in his last year. Yeah, and that changes the context completely.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering if people would think differently of him if he wasn't at the state, because I feel like he was at his most vulnerable state in his entire career.
Yeah, and I think because
that's usually what makes people like those kind of people is like, all right, you're not that dominant person you were when we hated you. You know,
we're going to talk about this as we go along, but I think that's why. I think that's a big reason. Like, I think he had the perfect ending, even though I'm sure he wouldn't have thought so because championship, whatever. But like, this was the most fire ending. Like, because you got left with this indelible moment.
Yeah, this is a moment that no one's ever gonna forget.
Yeah, and now considering everything that's happened, really, no one's ever gonna forget it. Like, fucking. And it was just the quintessential Kobe game. Like if you were like, this is the best example I can give you. I was sitting with somebody who didn't watch basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could have shown him a better watching if he was like, show me Kobe Bryant. Like, I think this would be one of the first games I would point to for like a casual person. Just be like, this is what Kobe was about. Clutch, scoring, dominated the court, total mindset, focus. Like,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, everything that he loved about basketball happened in this game. Like everything that he loves about on the court basketball on the court occurred in this game for him.
Yeah.
Like couldn't write it any better. Millions of fucking like every celebrity on the planet in the building. Like that I don't know if him winning a championship, like I'm sure for Laker fans it would have been sweeter maybe, but like this was fucking great, dude. Doesn't get a lot better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I think he said it too. I think he says he's like, you know, I would have much rather ended on a championship, but this is this is just as good.
Like, I put it to you this way. When he passed away, they could have showed any game.
Yeah,
they could have showed any game through history, any one of his finals victories. They played this fucking game.
Yeah.
Because it between all the other like montagey stuff of his career, you get you'll get that part of it too. Like just the way this game turned out is just so Kobe.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. I know I've said that 6 or 7 times, but I cannot stress it enough.
I agree. I agree 100%. And it's so weird because it's like he literally just in the fourth quarter he just transforms into that guy.
Yeah.
Again,
out of nowhere after missing over and over again in the first half, and like if you go to the game,
like those shots that he made at the end, those last 3 shots, he would have missed those in the beginning. Like we saw him missing them in the beginning.
Yeah, I want to pull up the game log because we can do it quarter by quarter.
50 shots. Boy.
Yeah.
Exactly, quintessential Kobe. So Kobe Bryant, 22.7 of 20 in the first half, right?
Yeah.
So that means, first of all, he took 30 shots in the second half. Second of all, he made a butt ton of them. 15 of 30.
Yeah.
4 of 12 from 3. 38 points in the second half.
What about just fourth quarter?
Gotcha. 8 of 16. 23 points in the fourth quarter.
And he went 3 for 5. Hey.
Masterful.
So he went 1 of 7 in the third. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. To your point, man. He fourth quarter, he was just like, fuck all this. I'm sure he didn't even feel like he had legs. He said it. He didn't feel like he had his legs in that fourth quarter. It was just like,
because he was taking deep shots pretty much. Yeah.
It's all mentality. That shit is wild. But for me, this is my favorite Kobe game. Of all the games we've gone over, of all these seasons we've done, this is my favorite Kobe game. Definitely.
Yeah. I'd have to really think about that because
I'm sure you got a bunch, but I know I could. I knew I could pick mine pretty easily, and this is definitely it.
Yeah.